My name's Alison. I'm the Frugal Knitter, and I'm coming to you today from the Scottish borders in the UK. Welcome. It's great to be back. It's been a while again, I know. I never set any particular times of where each time I'm going to come on, whether or not it's monthly or bi-monthly. It's just one of those things. It's just whenever I can fit it in. But I do want to get on in 3 or 4 weeks' time because today I'm going to mention at the end about my gift away. And it's because I've reached over 1,000 subscribers. So thank you so much to everybody that has subscribed. I really, really do appreciate it. It was so exciting. It was, I think it was just before Christmas, a few weeks before Christmas. And yeah, it couldn't have been. I was so pleased because I'm not regular, on a 3 weekly, monthly basis. I'm gonna try and be more regular, but then I've said that before. But this time I'm really gonna try hard because I think my viewers deserve it. They need to know when I'm going to be popping up, and I'm really grateful for everybody that subscribed. So I am going to do a small gift away, and I'll tell you a bit more about that at the end. Now, I live here in the Scottish borders with my dogs, and I've got a new addition, well, two new additions to the family actually. Now, if you hear some scuffling around or some eking noises, then it will be our two new guinea pigs. I say our because one's mine, one's my daughter's, and she lives just around the corner from me. So we've got them two together, so they've got company, and they're in a nice big pen at the bottom of this wall. So the pen stretches all the way along that wall there, and that's just sort of like, well, what I'll do is I'll put a picture up here and then you can see them. One's called Hector and one's called Kill Willie. And if you know of it's quite an old television series now. It used to be called, well, it's still called, they haven't changed the name, but it's just an old series, Monica the Glen. And there was two characters in there called Kill Willie and Hector. And so far they are living up to their namesakes. But no, they're great, and we really do love them. And yeah, so my daughter comes round and sits on the, because I've still got a double bed in here, which I'm thinking of changing, because this is my craft room. So this is my craft room, and in here I've got my desk that I work from, and my work things. I've got my crafty stuff in here, and now the guinea pigs. But no, then I try to keep my bedroom clear as well, just so that it's a decent bedroom and not full of junk and lumber. But yeah, so my daughter, when she came to visit at Christmas, she had my room, and then I took her old room, which is this room, and yeah, so I had to sleep in here with the guinea pigs, which was fine. They didn't wake me up or anything. It was okay. I certainly didn't mind it. It was all right. And yeah, so, but I hope you had a great Christmas and a jolly new year. Yeah, it was okay for us. I went to my one daughter on Christmas Day and another daughter on Boxing Day, Megan and Emily. So that was good. So I never had to cook or entertain or do anything. And then Emily came to see us. She travelled down from Edinburgh to see us over New Year, which was really nice. Unfortunately, her partner Oscar couldn't come because he had to work, so that was a bit of a shame. But yeah, it was nice to have her back home. So I am thinking about getting rid of this big bed in here to give me some more storage space. And what I'm thinking is either having like a Z bed type thing, which I don't mind sleeping on if we've got visitors, and then they can have my room. Yeah, so that's it. So anyway, you can get me on Ravelry as the Frugal Knitter too. I'm on Instagram as the Frugal Knitter, and if you're so inclined, you can send me a message by email at thefrugalknitter@gmail.com, which you're quite welcome to do. I'm not that active on Instagram. I do try to post occasionally if I've just finished a project or something, and on Ravelry, but I have got my project pages up there. They're not filled in as good as they could be with details. But this year it was my resolution to try and be a bit more active on both those platforms and to bring you a regular podcast every month. So I'm going to try my best. We'll see how we get on with that. But yeah. Anyway, on with what we've been doing. I keep saying we, it's me. What I'm wearing. So I'm really, really happy because the weather has turned colder and I never ever get to wear my jumpers. So this is as you can see, the Felix sweater by Amy Christophers. I've had this for a couple of years now. I think I've showed it on the podcast before. And for once, I've actually been wearing it all the time. I've been wearing it all the time. I never get to wear my woolies because I'm at that time of life where I don't feel the cold. But yeah, so it's been nice to be able to wear them. But no, it's all right, and it's wearing quite well. Now, I can't remember what I actually knit it in. It was some kind of drops, but I can't remember which one. But considering the amount, it has got a bit of pilling down there. But considering the amount that I've actually been wearing it, it's not that bad. And I wear it over when we're doing our ponies and walking the dogs and that, and I've been really grateful of it because I do sometimes tend to knit more in acrylic. Because I'm scratching now because of the net. I don't get on well with wool, either because it's either too hot or because I really have got terrible sensitive skin. So unless I've got a polo neck, which I have been wearing with this, I've actually took it off and now I am already itching. But yeah, but it has got better with where I can't remember which yarn it was. It has got better with the amount of washes. The more I've washed it, the softer it gets. So yeah, so that's that. So I haven't got that much to show you because before Christmas it was just all gift knitting, and of course that has now gone, and it wasn't nothing really fantastically interesting. It wasn't that captivating. It was just run-of-the-mill stuff. So that's gone. The only thing that I will put up here, I finished a pair of socks. They were the Vanilla Bean socks by Litton. I'll put the picture up here. I think I started them or just cast them on my last podcast, but they came out. They was absolutely beautiful. So soft. I did them in, was it Rico? I think it was Rico Cashmere Blend. And I don't think I've got the ball band here now. Bear with me. I'm just looking for it on the shelf. Oh, where is it? I can't find it. I've lost it. Oh, there it is, right in front of my eyes. Sorry about that. Yeah, this is a very... I'll try to cut that bit out, but if I don't... yeah, so it was with this yarn here, and I'm pretty sure it was Rico Cashmere Blend. I'll put details down below because they are on my Ravelry page. I'm pretty sure I'll put them on there. But I knit them for my daughter. She was going to South Korea for a holiday just before Christmas, and she knew it was going to be really, really cold, so I knit these Vanilla Bean socks for her to take with her. I'm not sure she actually wore them much. I know she wore them coming home on the plane, and I think when they was in Seoul, she wore them for a day, and I think that was about it because they then went further up the country and they went somewhere a bit warmer, so she didn't quite need them. But yeah, so I finished those. They are absolutely gorgeous. They're really squishy and lovely, and I think I definitely might make myself a pair and a pair for Iona as well, because this yarn, I think if I'll have to weigh it. It was 100 gram ball, and I've got quite a bit left. So, and we're only a small size. We only ever cast on 56 stitches. For all the girls in our family, we're all 56 stitches. So I think if I chose the contrasting colour for heel, toe and gussets, then that could perhaps be enough, even if I do them a bit shorter. Yeah, and I probably might get another pair out of them. I think I paid about £12 for it, but I'll definitely pay that again. It's really lovely and soft. So that's that. What else have I finished? I've just finished a pair of vanilla socks, which are going to be gifted. Now, I don't know why I did it. I didn't do the heel turn. I only did the heel flap. So, don't know what was going through my head then. But they're just vanilla socks. They were 64 stitch. Yeah, 64 stitches I cast on for these. And the reason why I did these was because it's a long story. I'll just tell you very quickly. But I decided that I wanted to decorate my bedroom. So I had a mould patch above my window. And I said to my husband, who we're separated now, but we're still really good friends, and he's a painter and decorator and a plasterer. And I said to him, oh, is there any chance that you could just paint my ceiling for me and do the mould patch? I didn't mind doing the walls, but I didn't want to do the ceiling. Yeah, he said, that's fine. So I said, in payment, I'll make you a pair of socks, which are these. So anyway, before he came round, I thought to myself, I know what I'll do. I'll start peeling off the wallpaper. Well, oh my God, I wish I'd never started. I started to peel it off, and as I peeled it off, on the back of the wallpaper was all the plaster. Yeah, this is about 4 weeks before Christmas, and I thought, well, once I'd started, I might as well carry on. So I ended up with no plaster on any of the walls in the bedroom. And of course, then we couldn't do the ceiling because obviously the walls needed replastering. So we had to get the walls replastered before he could do the ceiling. And of course, all the paper had to come off the paper on the ceiling. I had to get all the paper off the ceiling. I did do that, but he kindly painted it for me and did it, all the mouldy bits and that with some special paint. And then lining paper. No, we didn't put lining paper. That was it. In the end, I could not be bothered with having to wallpaper it as well, because I thought it's going to have to be painted before you can put the wallpaper on. And I didn't want to do all that. So I said, look, we'll just paint it. So I painted the first coat, and then he came and did the second coat for me. And he very kindly then did all the woodwork. So I thought, well, thank you. So I'm actually going to do another pair of socks for him as well, because I think that's worth it, don't you? So anyway, so they're just vanilla socks. The yarn I used was Lidl's. I think I showed you it maybe on my last podcast or the podcast before. And it's just this. I got this colour when I bought it, and I got the yellow one as well. And I don't know how much they were. This is the ball band. But if you're not aware, Lidl's sock yarn is really good. And you even get a pattern on there as well if you haven't knit socks before. And it's really good value. And if you haven't knit socks before and you're worried about spending money on an expensive yarn, hand-dyed yarn or something, just go and, when they have this in, and pick up some, because it is really good value. I can't remember. I may have paid about £6.99, I don't know. But that's 200 gram balls in there. So yeah. But I bought that, quite a while ago. And as I say, they really come up really nice. And they're not, after you block them, they go a lot softer. I soaked them Nuclean, and they've come up nice and soft now. So yeah, so he'll be getting them now. I said you can't have them, not until I've showed them on the podcast, because I've got so little to show. I wouldn't let them have him, but don't know what happened to the heel turn there, but that's okay. It's in his boots anyway, because he'll probably wear these for work, and yeah, it's nobody's going to know, are they? So that's that. Now this year, I've decided, I used to knit a lot for charity, and these are the only other two objects I've got to show you, and they're both the same. I used to knit a lot for the Knit Square, and they're a charity based out in South Africa, and they put all the squares together to make blankets for the children out there. And you can also send jumpers and hats and all the rest of it. But the postage got quite expensive. Now I start up a knitting group. It was about 17 years ago now. That knitting group is still going, but we're not called a Knit Square group anymore. It's just a Knit and Natter group. I had to leave the group. Had young children, they was growing up, I went back to work, so I handed the group over to the ladies that was there, and they carried it on. Now we was there yesterday, and I try to go every week now, and it went from just 4 of us, so myself, my friend, and 2 ladies that came along. They're still going there now. Just the 4 of us, and yesterday there was almost 20 people. And we've had to say, because we haven't got that big a space, we've had to say, you know, we can't let any more new members in at the moment, which is fantastic. The only problem I would say, it's not as easy to sit and natter to everybody like it used to be, because we was a smaller group, you know, we was sitting round a table, and it was easier to chat. But now it's got so big that, you know, we have a big round table, and we've got people at one end and us at the other, so, you know, it's not quite I don't think as I say cozy as it was. Now we're shouting across the table at each other, and it's quite noisy. And one lady yesterday, poor lady, she had to go home because she had a headache. I don't know if that's because she was sitting next to me and I didn't shut up. I don't know. So anyway, going back to what I was on about. So I decided I wanted to start knitting again for a charity. I don't want to knit for Knit a Square because it's so expensive to send things out there, because you do have to send them directly to the charity in South Africa. So I've been looking for a charity for some time, and I've come across one that I've decided to knit for this year, and they're called Compassion Direct. I'll put all the details down below in case you're interested in sending some knitting to them yourselves. But they sound absolutely fantastic. You send your knitted items to a lady in Oxfordshire, and then they pass them on, and they then go by container out to Syria. So they go to the children in the refugee camps, and they are living in such terrible conditions. They really are. It's heartbreaking. It's cold, it's wet, it's muddy. And if you go onto the Compassion Direct, I think if you go on the website and you go on the Facebook group, there's a short video there of them handing out hats, and the children are so happy to receive them. And I think, do you know what? I don't need any more. I mean, I haven't got hundreds of jumpers because I don't knit hundreds of jumpers. Never have done. I just do the occasional one. I do want to do another one this year, but I thought, you know what? I don't really need all this stuff that I'm knitting. So why not spend my time knitting for this charity? So they don't need hats at the moment, but they will take any other kind of knitting for children whatsoever. There's no rules or anything of colours or what you can make or what you can't make. As I say, I'll put all the details down below in case you are interested. But I thought I'd start off, and I started off with the French Macaroon jumper. I did the first size. So it's a really, really simple knit. Very, very, very simple. Just plain knitting. And I just managed to do that while I was working, really, because it was just so easy. And then on the back I put a little button. It's better if you just use acrylic yarn or an acrylic with a low wool content, something that's can go that's easy to wash, because they are going to get a hammer in, and you know it might not be easy for them to keep them clean. So you know, obviously you don't want to be knitting with pure wool for them, but it's a dead simple pattern. It's called the French Macaroon, and it's on Ravelry. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. The only thing I would say about it is the pattern is written in, I'm going to try and show you. The pattern is written in a really weird way. Well, it's not really weird. It's in like a grid. I'll show you. So that's the pattern. I say it is a free pattern. It's by Carolyn Hegwer for the Noble Thread, and if I can show you, because I say it is a free pattern. But if you look, it's all in like a grid like that, and all you do is you choose which size you want to do. And so if you're doing the first size, which I did the newborn, and then you just keep following it down. It tells you here in this first line here what you should be doing, and it will tell you there you know, how many stitches or for how long. It's dead simple. Thoroughly recommend it, even if you don't want to knit it for charity. It's a good little kids jumper, and it goes from a newborn. Now that was newborn, but I didn't do it to, I mean, they're going to fit somebody. You know, it doesn't really, you don't have to knit swatches and all that for charity. You can just get on and do it. So it goes from a size newborn to a size 4 years. So that was the newborn, which is, I think, I don't know, I suppose it is about the right size. And I just say it's just dead simple. You just plain knitting straight up to there. Then you cast on your contrast colour. You add some stitches to do the sleeves, and then you put a couple of rows in of your main colour again. Cast off the middle. You do a 3 needle bind off to join the arms together, and the rest you just sew up down the sides, and of course put a button on the back. The buttonhole is just a knit slip. Dead easy. So if you've got any scraps, yeah, you can get one of those knit really quick. I finished another one. This is just all acrylic that I've got hanging around. This I thought I'd do for a little boy, and I can't remember what actually this was now. It's really lovely and soft. It's just acrylic. I can't remember. It knits up the same. I got it because it knits up the same as a Rowan. Actually, it might have a bit of wool in it. I think this has got a little bit of wool in it. I think it's got a bit of merino in it, but not much. And but it does knit up the same as one of the Rowan yarns. I can't remember which one it is now. But yeah, and I just put a little button on the back there. So yeah, what I thought I'd do is I'd knit these during January. I was knitting on this one, and I had it at Knit Group, and a couple of ladies there wanted the pattern so they could knit some as well. So hopefully there'll be myself, and I think there's another 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 ladies going to be knitting one as well. So I'm going to send them away at the end of January, and then I thought then for February I might do something else, either mittens or the lady that wrote this pattern, she also does a vest and a little tunic top. I don't know if they're free patterns as well. I have to have a look. If not, I just buy them because they're worth it. And then I'll do something else for February, and then March I'll do something else again, perhaps teddies or something, just to make it a bit more varied so I don't get bored. And yeah, so that's what I've decided to do. I want to keep it nice and easy. You can send whatever, use whatever pattern you want, but I just thought that's nice and easy, and I can get them done while I'm sitting here working, waiting for calls to come in. So yeah, so that's all my finished objects. Not much, I know. I'll go on to my acquisitions, what's come into my life over Christmas. And yeah, so a bit of a mixture really. First of all, I will tell you I was in Lidl's again. We have a Lidl's in where I live, and because Sainsbury's is way up out of town, so the nearest sort of, there is a couple of co-ops, but it's, you know, sometimes you can get stuff, sometimes you can't. And I go in, I've started going into Lidl's more often because I get the veg boxes that they put out. I think they're about £2 or something, £2.50, first thing in the mornings, because I then can get the greens for the guinea pigs, and there's usually carrots in there and apples, and they go for the ponies. So I usually pop in there quite regular now. And I was in there, it was about 3 days before Christmas, and I picked up these. And they were, I think they was either supposed to be $6.99. I got them for $5.99, or they were $5.99. I got them for $4.99. I think I paid $5.99. I haven't opened them, but they are Christmas yarn, and they've been reduced just by £1 because I suppose it's Christmas yarn. It was just a couple of days before Christmas. So yeah, so I've put it up. I haven't opened one. I'll tell you what, I'll open one up if I can find. Oh no, they're not. I thought I was going to need to use scissors. I haven't opened one up. So they come in a little Hessen bag. Oh, I do need scissors. Bear with me. Right. The light is fading fast here. So in the first bag, so yeah, so 100-gram balls. So there's those two. So that'll make some really nice socks for next Christmas. So I've got my yarn all ready for next year's Christmas socks. So I've got I can start them in July, can't I? And I'll have a look at, take the other one out. The bag's open, but then they've got a piece of plastic there that you have to cut to get them out. And I had no problem with Lidl yarn at all. You know, it's okay. Oh, this is nice. I like this one. So that's showing about the right colour there. They are really nice. Oh, I'm excited for that. So if I'm just casting on for the girls, they could actually, what I might do, because I knit for 3 of the girls. They've all got 56 stitch feet. They're all a size 4.5 and a 5. So I can get 2 pairs out of here, 2 pairs out of there. So yeah, so I can get a pair of the main colour of that, contrast with that, and then swap them around. And I should get 2 pairs out of there, I think. So yeah, so that was a bargain. So I'm really pleased with that. What else did I get? Okay, so my daughter up in Edinburgh, Emily, she's the one that does the crochet. I've showed you before. And she, when I was up there staying, she had made this little, not this one, she'd made another one, a little jellyfish from crochet, and it was hanging from a lampshade. So I said, I want one of those. So she's made me one, this little jellyfish. He's got eyes there as well. So that was cute. So I've got him hanging from a shelf over there. He usually sits in my craft room. So yeah, so that was that. So that was nice. And she also gave me, I mean, I've got other bits and bobs as well, because they'd just come back from South Korea just before Christmas. So she got me some lovely earrings and some face masks and some beautiful hand cream. Yeah, so I was really spoiled. And, but look at this. Oh my God. Look at her. She's brilliant, and I don't know if you've seen these about this. She found in Sainsbury's. It's a Habitat one, and look at this. She's got a little Christmas crown on, a paper hat here, made of. I think that's made of felt. I don't know. No, it's felted. It's actually felted. Oh, she's so gorgeous, and she's got her little knitting needles. And I think she got her so I could put her on my tree, but I actually didn't have a tree this year. I didn't bother putting a tree up. I just didn't have time. And yeah, I had a Christmas tree that you attach to the wall, but then of course you can't really put baubles on it. Actually, I'm going to use her as my fingernail. There we go. But yeah, she's so cute. I love her. So she's not going in the Christmas box. Actually, if I have her here, and then I've got my frugal knitter thing in the background. I'm not going to put her in the Christmas box. She's going in my China. I call it a China cabinet. I've got no China in there. I've got a China horse in there, and I've keep a few keepsakes in there. One day, if I've got enough yarn, I might put it in there, but I never get enough yarn to sort of like have it all on display and that nicely. But yeah, so she's going to live in my cabinet downstairs. And last thing that was knitting related, my girlfriend's partner, Oscar, that's Emily again, he got everybody a book this year, and he managed to find this secondhand, and it's called Murder She Knit. Now I don't know if all the writings on there is coming out back to front. I usually got a thing on my phone that swaps it around so it looks, I don't think I must have it on my phone at the moment unless it actually does that through editing. I don't know, so I do apologise. Everything is the wrong way around. So it's called Murder She Knits, and it's written by, who's it written by? Peggy Earhart, and it was published in, so it actually came from the States. Marion Public Library. It's an ex-library book, and it's sold for $7.99. But it's, try to find the date in there. 2018. So it's not that old then. Anyway, it says, but I can't wait to start this. I'm just finishing on another book. But since her only daughter left for college, widow Pamela Patterson has kept busy as associate editor of a craft magazine and founder of the Knit and Nibble Knitting Club in Quain Abbeville, New Jersey. Now she's trying out a new hobby, solving murders. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I've just read a bit on the first page. And where was it? It said, it started off, I can't find it now. I can't find it, but at the beginning, there's a passage in there at the beginning. She thought things was off because she noticed that a stitch wasn't quite right in the front of somebody's jumper. I don't know. Something like that. But yes, I'm looking forward to reading that. My daughter, I don't know if you may have seen, not on my last podcast, but the one before, when we was at Yarndale. You may have seen she'd bought a big ball of Aran weight yarn, and she knit that up. She'd only ever knitted like a shawlette for me once before, and she wanted to learn to knit, and I said to her, if you're going to learn to knit, you may as well just jump in at the deep end and knit something that you're not going to get, bored with, because I think we all learn to knit on a scarf or whatever, and I mean, it's the most tedious thing, let's face it, and just a tad boring. I always think it was the worst thing to learn to knit on. Just plain knitting. But anyway, so she said she wanted to knit her dad a tank top. So we got her a pattern, and she bought the yarn, and she actually finished it. I'll see if I can get a picture, and I don't think she's actually took a picture of it yet. But she did show the yarn, and it's only the second thing she's ever made. So if I find it, a picture, if I get to send her a picture, I'll put it up here. But she did a cracking job, and I mean, I steered her in the right direction a couple of times, but she really did it all herself. So she was well chuffed with that, and she went down to knitting group. She comes to knitting group with me now as well, and showed that off. But yeah, that's all I've got to show you. The next thing I want to talk about is the gift away that I'm going to do. I said that when I got to 1,000 subscribers that I would do a gift away, and it'll only be a small one, but I'm just so grateful for everybody's support. I think I'm up to, I went up to 1,030. I've now gone down to 1,029, so that's okay. I think I'll stay above, hopefully, the 1,000 now. And if you're watching, please do subscribe and like. Do it now before you forget, because I really do appreciate that. Now, the yarn I've got, I went to the Glasgow Yarn Festival. Was it in November? I think it was the beginning of November. It was really good again. It's only a small festival. There's only about 30 stands there, but it's manageable. I've got time to get up there. It takes me about 2 hours, 2.5 hours by train to get to Glasgow. It's right by the station, although it's been so successful. I think they're going to expand it next year, and they're going to have it in a different venue, but I shouldn't think it's that far. If you do have to get a train there, it's really good little show. And while I was there, I went to the Lonely Knitter stand. Oh, there we go. And I picked up this yarn, which I'm going to give away for the gift away. Now, it was part of the Time and Space Weekly Advent. When was that then? I think it must have been, in 2024. But she did have bits there, and so I thought I'd pick this up because it looks so pretty, and I thought it does really, if you're either knitting for a male or a female, because it's got the blues and the dark colours, but it's also got the pinks and the purples. It's absolutely beautiful. It's 100 grand skein, and it's 75% merino, 25% nylon. So you can do your socks or a shawl or something with there. And I don't know I think Ruth Loves to Knit podcast, I think she's just finished her One Skein Wonder Mal. But yeah, you can get something out of it, and I think it's really, really pretty. I've never knit with her yarn before, but I've heard it's very, very good. So what I'll do is, if the winner's from the UK, they'll get this. If they're out of the UK, then what I'll do is I'll purchase you a pattern up to the price of £10. I think that's fair, because the postage is so costly. I mean, even within the country, even within the UK, I think it's gone through the roof. But to send it to abroad, it would just be too much. So so if you're in the UK, you'll get the yarn. If you're out of the UK, you'll get a free pattern. So I'll draw that. What I'll do is, I'll get you to leave a comment below. I'll put a number near on each comment, and then I'll ask Alexa, I said it quietly, to pick a number, and then I'll let you know on the next podcast who's won. So I'll try to get to you either in the next 3 or 4 weeks. I promise I won't leave it longer than a month. It might be a day or two out, but I promise I'll get you within the next 3 or 4 weeks, if possible, and let you know who's won that. And yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Is there anything else I need to tell you? Can you hear the guinea pigs? They're eating at the moment. They're usually, one's in the hay box and the other one's eating his hard food. Usually this time of day they start going nuts and they do the zoomies around their cage. I think I've told you everything. I've told you. Oh yeah, comment. So if you could leave a comment, and if you could just tell me, what could we say? Just tell me whereabouts you are in the world. Okay? Because I'd love to know where everybody's from. It would be really good. And yeah, but thank you so much for joining me. I do appreciate it. As I say, please like and subscribe if you can. Thank you so much for your support. You can contact me whenever you want and I'll always get back to you. Right. I'm adding this bit of video in the middle because I forgot to show you 2 works in progress, and it's because they was on the floor. I'm just gonna, sorry about this, I'm not very professional, am I? I totally forgot about 2 works of progress I had. So I'm gonna either add this bit of video in the middle or at the end, okay? So I was packing up my things. I thought, hang on, there's things that I haven't shown. So anyway, so just very, very quickly, so this is my 3rd beginning of my French macaroon. Okay, so I'm doing it in brown this time and yellow. That'll be the contrasting colour. So yeah, so that's another French macaroon I've just started. Now that was Stylecraft yarn, these 2 were. So that's that, and I've got it in my Emma Ball bag. Okay, that's that. I'll just be very quick because the light is absolutely dying here. And then in this bag I actually picked up from a charity shop, a knitting bag, which is great. It's even got a hole in the end if you want to keep your yarn in there. But this is a project I started almost a year ago, and it was early spring actually when I started on it, and it just got too warm and I put it away, and then I forgot about it. I think I did show it, so I was going to do a bit more on it, and I never got around to it. But it's the Oslo sweater by Petite knit, so everybody's seen this before. I'm doing it from yarn which I picked up from a charity shop. I think I got about 8 balls for £6. It's a discontinued yarn. It's called Koala Angora Look. I picked it up from a charity shop, and it is by Spectrum Yarns, 50-gram balls, 80% acrylic, 20% nylon. So it does look as if it's like a mohair blend. It's got that, I don't know if you can see a halo on it there, but it is very, very soft, so I think I'll be able to wear this. I certainly can't wear mohair, but this is how far I've got. Is this a saddle shoulder? I think it is. So that's the back you're looking at there. So I had to pick up stitches for the shoulder there, which I think would be fine when it's been blocked out. It's the first time I've had to pick up stitches like that for a shoulder. And then of course it had the roll neckline, which I think I've done slightly skew whiffed. Can you see just there? Haven't made a very good job of it really at all. I'm hoping it'll block out. I've just got, that's how much I've done to one sleeve, and the other one I haven't done anything to. So yeah, so that's that. I've done it quite, I think I did size 4. It's come out quite big, but then I want it just for being at home working. So I'm not too fussed what it's going to look like. And then there's pucker in here. So I really have hashed it up quite a bit, but I'm hoping it'll come out. So it's not my favourite pattern in the world, which I think is one of the reasons why it got shoved away. But I thought I might as well finish it because it's so, I've just got the sleeves to do, and then I can at least wear it, because while I'm sitting here working, I get absolutely frozen, and I really don't want to be putting the heating on, so it's on all day and all evening. So this will be keeping me nice and warm without being itchy. Yeah, it's just a nice in-betweeny kind of thing for me to wear. And I usually put like a long sleeve t-shirt on underneath. So yeah, so that should be finished by next time I see you. I'm looking forward to finishing that. I think it'll be okay once I've blocked it and everything. But yeah, so that's it. So as I say, I don't know if this will be at the beginning and in the middle or at the end, but I'll pop you in somewhere. Sorry, pop it in somewhere. Thanks so much then. Bye bye.